The Vought F-4U Corsair was a formidable fighter aircraft. It earned the nickname Whistling Death from the Japanese in World War II. The Corsair was known for its distinctive inverted gull wings, powerful engine, and rugged construction. It quickly became a symbol of American air power in the Pacific theater. The Corsair was designed to be a carrier-based aircraft. It played a pivotal role in numerous battles and campaigns throughout the war. Its speed, firepower, and maneuverability made it a formidable opponent against Japanese aircraft. The F-4U Corsair was not only feared by its enemies, it was also deeply respected by the pilots who flew it. It earned a reputation for its reliability and ability to withstand heavy damage. The Corsair's legacy extends beyond World War II. It continued to serve in various air forces around the world. It even saw action in the Korean War, further solidifying its place in aviation history. The development of the F-4U Corsair began in the late 1930s. This was a period marked by rapid advancements in aviation technology, driven by the looming threat of global conflict. Engineers and designers were pushing the boundaries of what was possible, seeking to create aircraft that could dominate the skies. The United States Navy sought a new carrier-based fighter. They needed an aircraft that could operate effectively from the decks of their aircraft carriers, which were becoming increasingly vital to naval strategy. The Navy's requirements were stringent, demanding not only superior performance but also the ability to withstand the harsh conditions of carrier operations. They needed an aircraft with exceptional performance characteristics. Speed, maneuverability, and firepower were all critical factors. The new fighter had to be able to outpace and outfight any potential adversary, ensuring air superiority in any engagement. The Vought company, led by a team of talented engineers, responded with an innovative design. The team, under the leadership of Rex Speisel, worked tirelessly to meet the Navy's demanding specifications. They explored numerous design concepts, testing and refining their ideas to create an aircraft that would meet the Navy's needs. The Corsair's most striking feature was its inverted gull wing configuration. This distinctive design was not just for show, it served a very practical purpose. The inverted gull wing allowed for shorter, sturdier landing gear, which was essential for carrier operations. It also provided better ground clearance for the aircraft's large propeller. This unusual design was chosen for a specific purpose: maximum ground clearance for the aircraft's massive propeller. The large propeller was necessary to harness the power of the Corsair's equally massive Pratt & Whitney R2800 double WASP radial engine. This engine was one of the most powerful available at the time, and it required a propeller that could effectively convert its power into thrust. The large propeller was necessary to harness the power of the Corsair's equally massive Pratt & Whitney R2800 double WASP radial engine, one of the most powerful engines available at the time. This engine was a marvel of engineering, featuring 18 cylinders arranged in 2 rows, and it could produce over 2,000 horsepower. One of the most powerful engines available at the time, the R2800, was a key factor in the Corsair's performance. The engine's power allowed the Corsair to achieve remarkable speeds and climb rates, making it a formidable opponent in aerial combat. This powerful engine, combined with the aerodynamic advantages of the gull wing, gave the Corsair exceptional speed and climb rate. The aircraft's design allowed it to reach altitudes quickly, giving it a tactical advantage in dogfights. Its speed and agility made it a favorite among pilots, who appreciated its ability to outmaneuver enemy aircraft. It could reach speeds of over 400 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest aircraft of World War II. This speed was crucial in both offensive and defensive operations, allowing the Corsair to intercept enemy aircraft and evade attacks. The Corsair was armed with 6.50 caliber machine guns. These powerful weapons gave it significant firepower, allowing it to engage and destroy enemy aircraft with ease. The placement of the guns in the wings provided a stable firing platform, enhancing accuracy and effectiveness in combat. It could also carry a variety of bombs and rockets, making it a versatile weapon in the Pacific theater. The ability to carry different types of ordnance allowed the Corsair to perform a wide range of missions, from air-to-air combat to ground attack. This versatility made it an invaluable asset to the Navy, capable of adapting to the changing needs of the war. The F-4U Corsair entered service with the United States Navy in 1942. This aircraft, with its distinctive inverted gull wing design, was a marvel of engineering for its time. It was designed to be a carrier-based aircraft, capable of taking off and landing on the decks of aircraft carriers. which were essentially floating airstrips in the vast expanse of the ocean. Its first combat deployment came in early 1943. The Corsair was thrust into the heat of battle, where it faced the daunting task of proving its mettle against seasoned enemy pilots and aircraft. This was a baptism by fire for the new aircraft, and its performance in these early days would set the tone for its future reputation. With the Cactus Air Force operating from Guadalcanal in the Solomon Islands, Guadalcanal was a critical battleground in the Pacific theater, and control of the island was essential for both the Allied and Japanese forces. The rugged terrain and harsh conditions made it a challenging environment for any military operation. The Corsair's arrival was eagerly anticipated. The Marines and aircrew stationed on Guadalcanal were in dire need of a powerful and reliable aircraft to support their operations. The Corsair, with its promise of superior speed and firepower, was seen as a potential game-changer in the struggle for air superiority. The Marines on Guadalcanal were locked in a bitter struggle for the island. The battle was intense and unrelenting, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. The arrival of the Corsair brought a glimmer of hope to the beleaguered Marines who were fighting tooth and nail to hold their ground. They desperately needed air superiority against the Japanese. Control of the skies was crucial for the success of ground operations, and the Japanese forces were formidable opponents with highly skilled pilots and advanced aircraft. The Corsair was expected to tip the balance in favor of the Allies. However, the Corsair's introduction was not without its challenges. The aircraft's design, while innovative, presented several operational difficulties that needed to be addressed before it could reach its full potential. Early carrier landings proved problematic due to the aircraft's long nose, which obstructed the pilot's view during landing approaches. This design flaw made it difficult for pilots to judge their distance from the deck, leading to numerous landing mishaps, which obstructed the pilot's view during landing approaches. Pilots had to rely heavily on their training and instincts to safely land the aircraft, but even the most experienced aviators found it challenging. The long nose also caused issues with the aircraft's balance during landing, making it prone to bouncing and skidding. This issue led to a higher than desired accident rate in carrier landings. The Navy recorded numerous incidents of Corsairs crashing or suffering damage during landing attempts, which raised concerns about the aircraft's suitability for carrier operations. For a time, the Corsair was primarily relegated to land-based operations, where the challenges of carrier landings could be avoided. Operating from land bases allowed the Corsair to demonstrate its capabilities without the added risk of carrier landings. While the Navy worked to address the landing visibility concerns, engineers and designers went back to the drawing board, making modifications to improve the pilot's view and enhance the aircraft's overall performance. These efforts included adjusting the cockpit position and refining the landing gear design. Despite these early challenges, the Corsair quickly proved its worth in combat. Its powerful engine and robust construction made it a formidable opponent in dogfights, and it soon earned a reputation as one of the most effective fighter aircraft of the war. Its speed and firepower were unmatched by any Japanese fighter at the time. The Corsair's 6.50 caliber machine guns could unleash a devastating barrage of bullets, and its agility allowed it to outmaneuver enemy aircraft with ease. Corsair pilots racked up impressive kill ratios against Japanese aircraft. The aircraft's performance in combat was a testament to the skill and bravery of its pilots, who pushed the Corsair to its limits and achieved remarkable success. The aircraft's rugged construction also meant that it could absorb significant battle damage and still return home. This durability was a crucial factor in its success, as it allowed pilots to continue fighting even after sustaining hits, and ensured that many lives were saved by the aircraft's ability to withstand punishment. Section 4, Black Sheep and Flying Knights Corsair Aces emerge. The F-4U Corsair attracted some of the most skilled and daring pilots of World War II. This aircraft, with its distinctive gull-wing design and powerful engine, quickly became a favorite among those who sought to dominate the skies. Its speed, agility, and firepower made it a formidable opponent in aerial combat, and it wasn't long before the Corsair began to build a reputation for itself. Among the many pilots who flew the Corsair, one name stands out: Major Gregory "Pappy" Boyington. Boyington was a flamboyant and highly decorated Marine Corps pilot, known for his larger-than-life personality and exceptional flying skills. He was a man who lived for the thrill of combat and had a knack for inspiring those around him. Boyington led the famed Black Sheep Squadron, VMF 214. This squadron was composed of a diverse group of pilots, many of whom were considered misfits and outcasts. However, under Boyington's leadership, they transformed into one of the most effective fighting units in the Pacific theater. The Black Sheep Squadron flew Corsairs with distinctive black and white paint schemes, which made them easily recognizable in the skies. These markings were not just for show, they were a symbol of the squadron's unity and fighting spirit. Boyington and his Black Sheep became renowned for their aggressive tactics and impressive combat record. They scored numerous victories against Japanese aircraft in the Solomon Islands, often engaging in fierce dogfights that tested their skills and bravery to the limit. Their success in these battles earned them a legendary status among their peers and struck fear into the hearts of their enemies. Another notable Corsair unit was VMF N-513, known as the Flying Nightmares. This squadron specialized in night missions, a challenging and dangerous task that required a high level of skill and coordination. The Flying Nightmares flew daring night missions against Japanese targets, using innovative radar technology to locate and engage enemy aircraft in the darkness. This technology was still in its infancy, and the pilots had to rely on their training and instincts to succeed in these perilous operations. One of the most successful Corsair aces was Marine Corps pilot Captain Robert Hansen. Hansen was a quiet and determined individual whose actions spoke louder than words. During the war, he shot down an astonishing 25 Japanese aircraft, a testament to his skill and tenacity. Hansen flew with VMF 215, another squadron equipped with the deadly F-4U Corsair. This squadron, like the Black Sheep and the Flying Nightmares, played a crucial role in the air war over the Pacific. For his actions during a fierce air battle over Bougainville in 1943, Hansen earned the Medal of Honor. This prestigious award was a recognition of his bravery and exceptional performance in combat. The story of Hansen and his fellow Corsair aces is a testament to the courage and skill of the pilots who flew this remarkable aircraft. Their legacy continues to inspire new generations of aviators and serves as a reminder of the sacrifices made during World War II. Section 5. Carrier Conflicts, Overcoming Early Obstacles. While the F-4U Corsair initially excelled in land-based operations, the United States Navy remained determined to resolve the aircraft's carrier landing issues. They recognized the Corsair's potential as a carrier-based fighter. The Navy needed its firepower and performance in the Pacific. Engineers and test pilots worked tirelessly to improve the Corsair's carrier suitability. They made modifications to the aircraft's landing gear and cockpit design. Perhaps the most significant change was a simple one: teaching pilots a new landing technique. Pilots learned to approach the carrier in a slight side-slip maneuver. This allowed them to maintain visibility over the long nose during the critical landing phase. With these modifications and training adjustments, the Corsair finally overcame its early carrier landing problems. By 1944, it was operating regularly from U.S. Navy aircraft carriers. The Corsair joined the Grumman F-6F Hellcat in the fight for air supremacy in the Pacific.